Right, I'm doing this video to prove two things. That if we're going to have a debate about things that we like about wrestling, wrestling or MMA, we can do it and not badmouth each other and trash each other's characters and be nasty about it. We can debate what each other have said. That's the whole purpose of this video. rvdtito4life are two guys I like. I'm subscribed to them. You can see it. I've probably liked some of their videos. I don't dislike them. I've probably had one interaction with them ever, and it was cool. And I think they're nice guys. But I didn't agree with some of the points they made in their videos, and let me get straight to it. The first thing, the WWE style. Now, they talk about the WWE style for a lot of their videos. They talk about it. To me, I don't know how many brands of wrestling they were raised on when they first were introduced to wrestling, but it comes across that they were only introduced to the American WWF, WCW, and ECW stuff. That's what it comes across to me. Me, however, as a fan, I was raised on not just the WWF, WCW, NWA, Eastern Championship Wrestling, ECW Wrestling. Uh, it wasn't limited to that. I was watching a lot of Japanese wrestling. I was watching a lot of Lucha Libre. I was probably one of the few people in this country at the age of 12 to watch When Worlds Collide. I knew who Rey Mysterio was long before people even had heard of him. I knew who he was when he was a teenager wrestling. I knew about him. Now, to me, when I used to watch wrestling then and even now, I can tell you that the WWE style has always been the same. It has always been storyline based, it's always been character driven, it's always been emphasized on the finishing move. That has been their style, to me personally. Given the fact that I've watched every single style of wrestling that there probably is to watch, the WWE style is very distinct to me. Now, the only time you could say there was a slight change was in the late 90s when guys started taking bigger bumps and were going a little bit faster. But the E style only changed slightly to me. And that's when they were taking bigger bumps and falling off ladders, and guys like Mick Foley were doing the crazy bumps that they were doing. Now, part of the reason why they don't take the bigger bumps nowadays is because a lot of their main event talent in the 2000s and the late 90s were either injured because of this style or had to retire because of this style. And to me, they have to protect their investments. They're a business, they have to protect their investments, and they don't want things like this happening. They want longevity out of their investments. It's maybe a harsh thing to say to some, but that's how it's going to be. And you can't wrestle a full-on style that they expect night in, night out on that schedule. And to be honest with you, you have said that in your own videos. Now, I don't know what's up there. Now, the second thing is this Chris Jericho stuff. Now, let's talk about this Chris Jericho stuff, because you've come out and done videos in your last two videos and basically trashed his last 3 years and called him a nutcase for saying his last 3 years were the best 3 years of his career. Now, I have watched videos where you have praised some of the things that he's done in his return, and for people who think that I'm just saying it for the hell of it, I've actually got something that you might want to listen to. So I'm just gonna give me 2 seconds. We're gonna put this up here, and I want you to listen very carefully. This is directly from them, okay? Here we go.
A certain amount of people in the WWE that can provide you with memorable moments, and it's usually the veterans. If you want to talk about good matches last year in the WWE, I guarantee you right now you're talking about Edge and Taker.
Yep.
You know,
talking about
you're
Edge,
talking about
Taker,
Shawn and Flair.
Michaels, Jericho,
Yeah, you're
Flair.
Did you hear that? They mentioned Chris Jericho. Now, that's not the first time they've done that. Later on in that video, they praised a match that Jericho and John Cena had. And in a previous video prior to that, they were praising the Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels feud of 2008. And they were praising the in-your face interviews, and they were praising Chris Jericho in some of their videos. So to me, for them to then come out and say what they said in their previous video, well, their latest video about Jericho, it doesn't add up to me. I don't know what the reason was for them saying that, but it doesn't add up to me, because you have praised some of the things Jericho has done in his last few years, and you're saying, oh, his matches suck now. Well, to be honest with you, no, they haven't. He's been one of the few good things in that company, in my opinion. He gave Evan Bourne a very, very good match. They had one of the best matches on their last couple of two pay-per-views ago. It was one of the best matches there. He actually put Bourne over, and in addition to that, made him look like a star. Made him look like he was on a level with him. And to me, that was a good showing. The WWE failed to capitalize on that, and if you wanted to criticize that, I think you have a very good point. They did fail to capitalize on it. He's had some very decent matches with CM Punk. His character has evolved. He's a very, very good heel. He has been given programs that we weren't too sure about and made them work as well as he can. He's done very well within the confines of the WWE style, which you love to talk about so much. Excuse me. I think he's been one of the best things they've had. I think he's had some good matches with Shawn Michaels. I think he's been a tremendous heel. I think he's cut some very good heel promos. He's probably one of the best heels they've had for the past 3 years. Now, for you to come out and say one thing and then say the complete opposite, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Sanders Robin did a video, and he probably summed this up far better than I ever could about the Jericho's last 3 years here. He's been tremendous. I think he's been one of their most important performers in the company. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is, oh, my throat's getting dry. The other thing I want to talk about is this bashing of WWE fanboys and saying that if you like the WWE, you're not a fan of wrestling. You're not a real fan. Uh, I don't think they really have any right to say that, personally. If you like the WWE, you like the WWE, so what? That doesn't make you any less of a fan than they are. And I think that's a very, very questionable thing to come out and say. I like some of the things that WWE does. Does that make me any less of a wrestling fan? I don't think so. Have a look at my favorites. Have a look on the things that I like wrestling wise. You'll see a very, very broad and diverse range of wrestling related things in my YouTube page. And I don't think that's the right thing to come out and say that, oh, if you like it, then oh, you're not a real fan. I don't know if that's the best thing to say. And if you want to warm people to your message, which is watching TNA wrestling and Ring of Honor, which I'm glad you guys are watching, if you want people to warm to those things, then I don't think that making comments like that are the right things to do. But hey, what do I know? This is just my opinion. This is not a trashing video. Let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll be doing another video. Anyone watching UFC, enjoy the show tonight. That's probably going to be great. And yeah, let me know what you think about that, and please leave feedback. And yeah, I think that's it.